Hey guys, Explorer 101 here. Kind of doing something a little different this time. Gonna be inside because outside is nasty and disgusting, and I'm sorry I haven't made a video for a while. You know, life, stuff happens. So anyway, let's get to it. I was talking about lightening up your pack load. You know, what you can do to lighten up your pack load. I mean, different people have different ideas. These are just my ideas, so take it as you will with a grain of salt. You're going to come up with better ideas than mine, I'm sure, but this is what works for me. So I'm going to tell you about what I first started out with and how my cook set is kind of evolved, because that's what we're talking about today is cook sets, and I'm a huge cook set guy. I like having really good food while I'm in the woods. You know, just because you're in the woods and doesn't mean you can't have good food while you're out there. You know, adding water to just bags of food kind of gets old after a while. Dehydrated meals gets kind of old. I mean, it does for me anyway. I want to go out and I want to have a good meal, and as I'm having a good time. So I'm going to show you kind of how my cook set evolved, and maybe you can get some ideas. Maybe you can tell me some good ideas. So anyway, I'm going to tell you the first thing I started with was a cheap Coleman, and this came as a set. There was actually a smaller pot inside this one with a smaller lid. I ended up getting rid of the smaller pot. Have no idea what I did with it. I bought this years ago, probably about 7 years ago now. Comes with a lid. It could also be used as a fry pan, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of small. Can't get a spatula in there very well, but it works as a good cover or a good cup. This is the first thing I started out with. It's good size. On here is listed for 800 milliliters. If you went to the top, it'd probably be 850. So it's a good size pot. Definitely not small. This is coming in at 8.4 ounces. So this is what I try to do, is shave off weight, and this is what got me to shave off the weight at the time. So I'm down to 8.4 ounces with this. I think I was carrying something stupid like a stainless steel set or something, which is great. You know, you can use stainless steel over open fire, and you don't have to worry about any, you know, poisoning or carcinogens coming off of it if you're one of those stainless steel guys. And I get that. You know, to each his own. Everybody wants different things. But I use aluminum. I do not put it over direct fire. I will cook on coals, so it's not as hot. So that's what I do with my cooking, is use stuff over coals, so I'm not getting a direct flame. So that's why I think I can get away with aluminum. I'm sure, you know, there's someone out there to say something different, but I can live with that. So 8.4 ounces, and this is what I started with. Worked out really good. I like it because it has a lot of space. I mean, I could cook for 2 to 3 people in this easily, and that's kind of where I was at. It was kind of too much, and it takes up, you know, quite a bit of space. And I was really only cooking for myself, because everybody I camped with or hiked with or hung out in the woods with would always bring their own set. So that's kind of why I gravitated towards a little smaller set, and got rid of that and went to the GSI Outdoor Minimalist, which is kind of neat. Has a cover to it, so you can drink out of it. See right here, kind of neat. And it's got a sealed lid. This is also aluminum. You can buy this in a stainless steel version. I do believe it's a little heavier, but again, I don't mind aluminum. I'm not worried about it so much. Also comes with a neoprene koozie, so you can put that in. So you drop this in, and you can grab your hot meal, grab your hot drink, and don't have to worry about it. It also comes with a little pop grabber, which actually does come in very handy. You can dispense of this. I usually used a bandana. I always carry a bandana with me, and I'd use the bandana as like a pot holder to put it into the koozie. But this is handy. Grab it off your stove or coals or embers or whatever. But again, you can't hang this over a fire because there's nothing to hang it with. A little bale wire around the top. You could make a makeshift bale wire to hang over a fire. Again, same with the Coleman. You could do a makeshift little bale wire to hang over a fire. Easily done with a little bit of copper wire or stainless steel wire, whatever you want to do. But I just needed something a little smaller, and that's why I gravitated towards this. And so with the cover, this, and the neoprene koozie, it all comes out to about 5.6 ounces. Now that's disregarding this little piece right here. I mean, yes, it's convenience. You could bring it. I have brought it before, but I tend to always use my bandana. So this is kind of just gets discarded off to the side. So total weight of this is 5.6, whereas the Coleman was 8.4. So I saved a little bit of weight with this one, and also a little bit of pack space. You can see the GSI is a lot smaller than the Coleman. So you're talking about real estate in your backpack as well, not only just weight of your containers. So again, this is good for dehydrating meals. You can cook. I have cooked meals in here, ramen, potatoes, but it's right up, you know, closer to the top as opposed to this. Obviously, you don't have as much room. So it all depends on what you want to do, what type of cooking you're gonna do, and you know. So I use this as my coffee cup a lot of the time. So I'd cook my meal, maybe oatmeal, you know, whatever. Dehydrated meals I've done with this. Again, I'm kind of sick of the dehydrated meals, but that's what I've done with this. My only complaint with these, again, is the fact that it doesn't have a bail handle, which easily could be remedied if I were to put a bail handle on. I easily could do that. Anybody can do that with any pot as long as it has a lip. Wrap it around. But that's kind of the way I went from this to this. That was my progression. The lid on this is super heavy though, which, you know, it's kind of like really heavy. And they say to put this lid on upside down while you're cooking, which is fine if you're cooking over a stove. And I do use alcohol stoves. That's my main source of heat, or my main stove is an alcohol stove. So whether it be canister stove or alcohol stove, it's great for that. But, you know, as far as a fire, you don't want to put this in coals or by a fire, because it's going to melt this silicone that's on the top if your fire gets too hot, which, you know, is understandable. So then I moved on, finally, to titanium. Oh, the coveted titanium that everybody talks about. And for years I did not get titanium because it was so expensive, because it was a newer metal kind of that was being made for cook pots and camping at the time. Since then, it's been kind of put out there, and there's a lot of companies making titanium now. So it's not the newest, greatest technology anymore, but this is so light, it's stupid. And this is the Tom Shoe titanium pot. It does have handles on it, so you can use it as a cup or grab the handles on the side. Flip these out, and it becomes a mug. And it also has a cover, a little lid, I guess would be, and you can put that up, and it actually stays there. Flip this down, and it drops down. Sorry about my camera not focusing. And it has little drain ports in it. Oh, you can see that again. My camera is being stupid right now. Thank you, camera. It's got little drain holes in it. And the one cool thing about this I really liked right off is it does have a bail handle. So not only could you pick this up by the handles, but you grab it with a bail handle. And that's one thing I really do like about this pot, is the fact that, you know, I'd come to these other pots while cooking on a fire and trying to grab these handles, being close to a fire by embers, it's putting off a lot of heat, and you'd have to, you know, quickly reach in there with your bandana, grab it, and, you know, pull it out as quick as you can, because your fingers would get hot. Whereas this, you know, it's easy to take a stick or hang it, and you can just kind of grab it with a stick and pull it off, and you're done. You can do that with these other ones, but it's just kind of more of a chore, more of a pain in the butt. So I guess it's just convenience. But what's great about this convenience is that it only weighs 4.2 ounces. That's half the weight, exactly half the weight of this Coleman pot. So, and the Tom Shoe cost me $20 on eBay. Free shipping. It's definitely a Chinese company, and from what I can see, I mean, it's it's made like all the other titanium pots. I mean, they're basically all made the same for the most part. So now I've gravitated towards this. So I went from 8.4 ounces with the Coleman all the way down to the 4.2. So I shaved a bunch of ounces off my cook pot. Yes, it is smaller. Again, it all depends on what you want. Now the one thing about this pot compared to, say, the GSI is that you could cook your meal in here, or your coffee, you know, your hot tea, whatever you want, put this lid on and you can drink out of it. With this Tomshoe, it's just metal right on the top, so it does get hot. And the way I got rid of that problem is you get these things called hot lips, and these hot lip things, which connect right on the side, in case you haven't seen them before, weigh not even nearly as close as the cover on this GSI. So I'm still under the weight for this Tomshoe compared to this GSI. Now the only difference is I do not have a neoprene koozie that goes on the outside of this GSI. So I can't, if you have something hot in here, you definitely don't want to be touching this, because I am lacking the neoprene koozie that the GSI comes with. But the weight I'm saving, you know, I'll grab the handles, and that's okay with me. You can still do that with this. So that's where I am right now, and that's where my cook set has gone to as far as pots. Now let's clear this out of the way right here, and again, I'm going to tell you about my cook system. So when I was out in the woods, I like to be pampered. I'm not going to lie. I'm sick of dehydrated meals. I'm just sick of just, you know, noodles or, you know, easy meals, which I always brought with me, and I still do, to be honest with you. But I wanted something else. I wanted something like I felt like I could cook, like I was cooking. And that's where a fry pan came involved. Now, I was looking for a fry pan that was semi-lightweight. There's a lot of fry pans on the market. You obviously want to stay away from anything with, you know, some people use aluminum, but you want to stay away from the coated pans, especially if you're cooking over coals. Coals are fine. Preferably, you just want a straight stainless steel, a straight aluminum pan. So I went looking around, and there was a couple fold-up pans, survival pans, or really name-brand pans that were on the market, but they were, you know, they were $20–$30, and they were still weighing in pretty heavy, close to this one actually. This stainless steel fry pan weighs in at 11.8 ounces, so, you know, pretty close to a pound, but 11.8 ounces. You know, would I take it with me because, you know, I wanted to cook some bacon? I'm a glutton for bacon in the woods, I can't lie. I'm definitely a hunter-gatherer while I'm out in the woods, so if I catch a fish or shoot a squirrel, add a little olive oil to this and fry it right up over a fire, and there's nothing better than that, and that's what I do. So again, what you do, what type of food you take into the woods, is definitely going to determine whether you need a fry pan or not. Do you need a fry pan? Absolutely not. This is pure luxury in my opinion. So again, 11.8 ounces for this stainless steel fry pan. It was kind of heavy. The one thing I didn't like about it is the handle would get hot because it is stainless steel, so the heat would transfer from the pan to the handle. And when you packed it, it was kind of weird to pack because of the handle, you know, sticking out. If you have anything, you know, sticking out of your bag that's longer than normal, you're gonna get that. I paid about $3 for this at a thrift store, and that's why I bought it. We still use it today in our kitchen, as you can see, because I kind of retired it from my backpack because I didn't want to carry that weight. That's what this is all about, is trying to shave off ounces. Ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain, believe it or not. So ounces do add up. You know, they add up to pounds, and pounds add up to pain. So that's what we're trying to do. So I got rid of that, and I ended up doing some research, looking around, and I wanted to go titanium, just like my pot. The only problem with that, you get a titanium fry pan, and easily $50. Easily. At the time I was looking anyway, you know, easily $50 for a small little titanium fry pan. I did not want to spend $50 on a titanium fry pan, but I did want, you know, the weight that came with that. So a cheaper way to do that, in case you have not seen it or you should look into it, is get a titanium plate. And that's exactly what I did. This is Health Pro. The company is named Health Pro. I believe they're out of China. And it's kind of like it's like a little fry pan. It's about 8 inches from edge to edge. I paid $20 for this on eBay. When you get one, if you do get a plate, a titanium plate, word to the wise, make sure if you do order one, make sure you don't get one with a ridge in here, because a lot of the plates do have a small ridge, and that makes it harder for, you know, flipping things, getting your spatula underneath it if you need to, just like you would in a fry pan. If that ridge is there, it's hard to kind of go past that ridge, and sometimes things will get stuck on the ridge, whereas this one is a complete flat bottom. So make sure when you do get one, $20. You can Snow Peak sells one. It's about the same price. It's about $20. Now, how to remedy? Now, the only problem I have with this is it does not have a handle, but there's no handle sticking off it, so that's great. You know, there's no handle sticking off this pan. To remedy that, I also picked up an aluminum pot grabber. I think this cost me $1.50, I believe. Again, eBay. And it's just an aluminum handle, and I'm sure you can get a titanium one if you want to spend the money. So now, not only can I grab this pan easily, it's not coming out. You can hold some weight in here, and I don't have to worry about it letting go. And when you do put it on the coals, if you are cooking on coals or on your stove, the handle detaches. The handle's not going to get hot. You can hold it in your hand, go back to the pan, grab it, and you're good as good. And this fry pan weighs in at 2.3 ounces. So I basically went from 11.8 ounces with this giant fry pan, which by the way is almost the same size. It's a little smaller, but I went from 11.8 ounces with the stainless steel all the way down to 2.3 ounces. So I saved myself a lot of weight that way just by getting this little titanium fry pan. So that's my kit now. It's just a titanium pot for my water boiling, whether it be noodles, rice, mashed potatoes. I got plenty of room, and a fry pan for bacon, fish, squirrel. You could even cut up a rabbit and divide it, boil some rabbit, fry some rabbit. So this is what I went to as far as my cook set, and it's amazing how much weight you can shave off just by doing these simple little things. You know, you think, oh, you know, it's not going to take a lot. It's not going to take a lot of pounds off, but you know, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. That's what you got to remember. So you shave a little bit off wherever you can. So this is my cook set, and I'm sure you guys have better cook sets out there. There is some things I do add to this cook set, and I'll show you that in the next video when we start talking about cook stoves. Another way you can shave off pounds and ounces, and we're going to do that in the next video. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I appreciate all you and all my subscribers, and sorry it's been a long time since I've done anything, and I apologize for that. Keep on watching. Hope to have some videos here soon, and thank you very much. So get out there, explore.